Hello everyone, it's Spurs Radio 96 here, and welcome to the 16th episode of the FIFA 20 Borussia Mönchengladbach career mode. We begin today's episode with a massive game, the first leg of the Europa League semi-final here at a rainy Borussia Park, packed out crowd, fantastic tifo, and a fantastic atmosphere in the stadium, as the Foles will host Borussia Dortmund. Now, if you haven't checked out the last episode, I advise you do so, where we smashed the champions Bayern Munich on their home turf to keep the Champions League hopes alive, and we also had the second leg of the UEFA Europa League quarter-final against VfL Wolfsburg. Of course, there are other semi-finals taking place. You've got the likes of Manchester United in action against Lazio as well. But for Mönchengladbach, this is a chance to exact some revenge on Borussia Dortmund. Of course, the last time we played Dortmund was here at Borussia Park in the Bundesliga, where we lost 2-0, and of course has had a massive impact in our race for the Champions League and the Bundesliga. So if we end up failing to get Champions League football via the Bundesliga, hopefully we can exalt some revenge here by beating Dortmund and progressing to the Europa League final. As you can see, there is the first team. They return to action full of confidence, particularly Asane Play and Marcus Thuram, who scored 2 goals each against Bayern Munich. But here is Borussia Dortmund's lineup, a very star-studded cast. You've got Delaney, Sancho, Paco Alcacer up front, Guerrero, Delaney, Witsel, and you've got the likes of Marquinhos and a goalkeeper of Hits in the defensive positions there. So it's going to be a very tight match indeed, as it always is when Dortmund play. So let's go on to the first half highlights. There wasn't much really to choose, very close to choose between the two teams on the pitch, and at half-time at least Mönchengladbach have held Borussia Dortmund at bay. Not much to choose. We've had a few chances, a few half-hearted chances, but nothing much to shout about. And half-time at the Europa League semi-final first leg, it's Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Borussia Dortmund 0. On to the 67th minute, and the Foles have a chance here. Here's Silva, twisting and turning to confuse the defenders, and he's ricocheted back to play. He's only gone and scored again. Asane Play. He scored 2 against Bayern Munich. He scored against the other De Klassiker team, Borussia Dortmund, and the Foles lead Dortmund in the Europa League semi-final. And what a big moment that could be for the Foles' European hopes. Asane Play has given the Foles the lead. Brilliant bit of skill there from Andre So as well, twisting and turning, confusing the Mönchengladbach players. But Asane Play's got a brilliant goal, his 5th in the UEFA Europa League, and in the rainy Borussia Park, it's 1-0 to the Foles. And the full-time whistle goes. Part 1 is done for Borussia Mönchengladbach. They have beaten Borussia Dortmund the first time in the 3 meetings this season, and that could be a massive result going into the second leg at the Signal Iduna Park. Mönchengladbach held the Dortmund at bay and managed to get a clean sheet against them too. But a big strike from Asane Play means the Foles have control in the Europa League semi-final. Full time in the first leg. It's Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Borussia Dortmund 0. So that's a big game out of the way with. Here's another big one concerning the Bundesliga. We remain at Borussia Park, where the sun's come out and the rain has gone away. We will be hosting VfL Wolfsburg. Very tough home run of fixtures in the Bundesliga. Not only have we got VfL Wolfsburg, who are going head-to-head with Hoffenheim for Europa League spot, but we also have Hertha Berlin in the last game, who are a strong team, no question. But the Foles are on their best run of form of the season. 5 straight victories, registering 3 clean sheets as well as scoring 15 goals. 5 against Leverkusen, 5 against Mönchengladbach, and 2 against Hannover 96 and VfB Stuttgart, plus that little winner from Werder Bremen. As you can see, that statistic, Asane plays on fire at the moment. 3 goals in the last 3 matches. He's certainly one to keep an eye out for. The last time we played VfL Wolfsburg concerning the Bundesliga was when we managed to get a 2-1 win away at the Volkswagen Arena. That was courtesy of 2 goals from the man of the moment, Asane Play, and of course we destroyed VfL Wolfsburg in the UEFA Europa League quarter-final. We beat them 2-1 at the Volkswagen Arena and 2-0 here at the Borussia Park to give us a 4-1 aggregate win. And the first team return for yet another match, a very big match in the career mode. The first team, the reserve team, will get their chance to have a go towards the end of the season, but Mönchengladbach's time is now. They have to make sure they just keep winning games and hope and pray that Leipzig make a mistake. Mönchengladbach in this moment in time are 5th with 62 points. There is VfL Wolfsburg's lineup, all too familiar lineup and formation. So then let's commence the first half highlights then. On to the 11th minute. And Mönchengladbach have the ball. We've been pressuring Wolfsburg but haven't managed to get through so far. Here's Andre Silva. And it's a brilliant pass to find Marcus Thuram. That's the goal they needed. Marcus Thuram scores his 3rd goal in 3 games. And Borussia Mönchengladbach take the lead against Wolfsburg at the Borussia Park, and the confidence is growing. Could the floodgates open here against VfL Wolfsburg? Well, we battered by Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Could we do the same to Wolfsburg again? Marcus Thuram has got us going with another great strike on his right foot. With a good pass, I think it was from Andre Silva. Marcus Thuram's 9th goal in the Bundesliga. And on the 14th minute, it is Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, VfL Wolfsburg 0. On to the 18th minute, and the Foles are on the attack again. Is Andre Silva. Passes it to Andre Play. But a brilliant through ball towards Andre Silva, and he's onside. Andre Silva scores against VfL Wolfsburg again. He scored against him in the Europa League. He scored against him in the Bundesliga. Andre Silva, who's been a pretty quiet chap in the last couple of Bundesliga matches, but he's managed to get back on scoring terms in the Bundesliga with a great strike from a great pass from his fellow compatriot Asane Play. And Mönchengladbach's lead grows stronger. Their hopes of a Champions League place grow stronger. Andre Silva's got 12 goals in the Bundesliga, and setting by Borussia Mönchengladbach into a 6th straight victory. It's 2-0 on 20 minutes. On the 29th minute, the Foles are in control and pretty relaxed about it. Here's Andre Silva, and he's done a great football towards Asane Play. Play takes a strike. Costello saves it. Oh, defenders in the way. But the 3rd time round, Silva puts the ball in the back of the net. 3-0 against Wolfsburg, and it's 3 points for Mönchengladbach. Wolfsburg put up a fight this time. Castells would have saved it from Asane Play. Silva took a strike from the rebound of Castells, hit a defender, but the ball fell back to Silva, and he disposes the ball into the net this time. And it's 3-0 in the first half once again. Mönchengladbach, the best and the form team, no doubt, in the Bundesliga. Andre Silva's got 13 goals in the Bundesliga. He could be challenging Lewandowski possibly for the top scorer in the league. But fast 31 minutes, it's Borussia Mönchengladbach 3, VfL Wolfsburg 0. A few minutes later, the Foles on the front foot straight away. Play. He's given the ball back to Leno. Plays in the box. That's another brilliant goal. It's 4. Gladbach are running away with it. They're running right in the Bundesliga. Asane Play, who started it all off, finishes it off with a goal. Brilliant little chip in the box from Leno. And Asane Play scores again. The Foles are just raining goals at the moment. And Asane Play, brilliant little chip there going over the keeper of Castells. Or a little volley if you like. And Mönchengladbach are hot on the heels of Red Bull Leipzig. Asane Play's got 13 goals in the Bundesliga, one ahead of Andre Silva now, or level I think. on the goal scoring charts, and it's Borussia Mönchengladbach 4, VfL Wolfsburg 0. Coming up to the added time of the first half, and Rosselon's got the ball here for Wolfsburg, Weghorst, and Rosselon's in the box, and he's put it into the net, and Wolfsburg have a goal. Mönchengladbach's clean sheet is gone, and in the dying seconds of the first half, Wolfsburg have a tiny bit of hope here. The first time Mönchengladbach have eased off Wolfsburg, letting them have the ball, get closer to the box, and Rosselon with a good strike there. Somber couldn't save that one. And his hopes of another clean sheet have gone. And that could be proved to be quite a significant goal. If Wolfsburg can stage the mother of all comebacks, it's not going to be good for Mönchengladbach, that's for sure. But Jerome Rosselon's 5th goal in the Bundesliga, and right to the end of the first half, it's 4-1. But there goes the first half whistle. Other than that little blip right at the end, the Foles were in total control, total domination. Brilliant goals from Andre Silva, Marcus Thuram, a Sané play. It's all going to plan so far for Borussia Mönchengladbach, and certainly it will help them in their quest to keep up with Leipzig in the race for the Champions League. But half-time at Borussia Park, it's Borussia Mönchengladbach 4, VfL Wolfsburg 1. On to the second half highlights. Just starting here, and the Sané play's got the ball, wrestling from a defender of VfL Wolfsburg. A Sané play, scores again. It's 5-1 to Borussia Mönchengladbach. In this incredible run of form, Borussia Mönchengladbach have scored now 5 goals in 3 matches. 5 against Bayer Leverkusen, 5 against Bayern Munich, and now 5 against VfL Wolfsburg. The record amount of goals we scored was 7 against Eintracht Frankfurt. And any hopes of a VfL Wolfsburg comeback have all been but extinguished. And a Sané play, number 14 on his back, 14 goals in the Bundesliga. And Red Bull Leipzig are heading for their 6th straight victory in the league. It's 5-1. 5 minutes to go, and Mönchengladbach on the attack. A great ball from Andre Silva back to a Sané play, and he's given it back to Silva, and he can wrap the game up. He does. It's 6 for Borussia Mönchengladbach. The same. We scored 6 against our fierce rivals FC Köln at Borussia Park, and now Andre Silva has done the same to VfL Wolfsburg. It's a hat-trick for Andre Silva. That is his first hat-trick. The first time he scored 3 goals or more since he scored 4 against Eintracht Frankfurt in that 7-1 demolition. And that puts the cherry on top of the cake, no doubt. A fantastic performance from the Foles. Andre Silva's now got 14 goals in the Bundesliga, tied with a Sané play for the top scorer in the Borussia Mönchengladbach squad. Would you believe it? It's Borussia Mönchengladbach 6, VfL Wolfsburg 1. There goes the full-time whistle, and the Foles claim a 6th straight victory after putting 6 past VfL Wolfsburg. Andre Silva gets a hat-trick, and deservedly so, and the Foles are keeping up with Leipzig in the battle for 4th place. It's finished. Borussia Mönchengladbach 6, VfL Wolfsburg 1. But now let's turn our attention to the UEFA Europa League, the second leg here at Borussia Dortmund's wonderful home, the Signal Iduna Park. A fantastic atmosphere, particularly that yellow wall and that tifo there you see in the background. But Mönchengladbach have an advantage. They lead thanks to that sole goal from a Sané play. And as you can see there, Manchester United have an advantage as well. They lead 2-0 against Lazio. So for Borussia Dortmund, they have to win at all costs to get to their first European final since They came runners-up in the 2013 UEFA Champions League final at Wembley Stadium. But for Borussia Mönchengladbach, this will be their chance. If they can get a draw just like they did in the league, which was the previous time the Foles visited the Signal Iduna Park, they will progress to their first European final since the UEFA Europa League final in 1980. But as you can see, there's Borussia Dortmund's lineup, exactly the same. No doubt they'll be keen to get a very important victory, and especially generated in front of they'll be keen to get a victory in front of their very passionate supporters. But for the Foles, there's a chance of revenge. They bottled it here at the Signal Iduna Park. We managed to badly give the ball away and let Dortmund come away with a very late equaliser in the Bundesliga matchup, and it finished 1-1. So if the Foles can get a draw, that means they'll be going through to the Europa League final. So let's start the first half highlights. On to the third minute just starting. The Foles are on the front foot straight away. Play. He's given it to Thorgan Hazard, the former Dortmund player. Look at the pace he's got. He's going to take a strike. He's got it back, and he's put out. Silva's put it in. Andre Silva, the master marksman of the UEFA Europa League, strikes first in the second leg. The former Dortmund player Hazard ran like the clappers and passed it back and passed the ball to Andre Silva, and the Dortmund defence certainly wasn't expecting that. And Andre Silva, could that be the goal that puts Mönchengladbach into the final? And could that end Dortmund's hopes of getting through to another European final? Andre Silva scoring goals for fun in the Europa League, but it's Borussia Dortmund 0, Mönchengladbach 1. And there goes the first half whistle. Another pretty tight first half, just like it was in the first leg. But the Foles have the advantage on the score sheet. A goal right at the start of the match by Andre Silva means that the Foles are going through to the final. And half-time in the second leg, it's Borussia Dortmund 0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 1. The aggregate scoreline at the moment is 2-0. On to the second half, the 66th minute, the Foles have a throw-in. Here's play. Passes it back to Andre Silva. Twisting and turning, and he's giving the ball back to Asane. Play. He might score again. He does. It's another goal for Andre Silva. The strikers are on top form. Not in the Bundesliga, but the Europa League. It's 2-0 to the Foles at the Signal Iduna Park. They surely won't bottle it this time. And it's 3-0 on aggregate. And the Foles are surely heading to the Europa League final. Brilliant strike from Asane. Play. The keeper Mitz had no chance. Fiercely powerful strikes at goal here the Foles are producing, particularly their two strikers. And it's raining goals in this episode. It's Borussia Dortmund 0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 2. And the full-time whistles goes. They've done it. Borussia Dortmund are out. They will not be going through to the final because the brilliant performance of Borussia Mönchengladbach means that they will be heading through to the UEFA Europa League final, their first European final since 1980, to face either Lazio or Manchester United. Andre Silva and Asane Play scored the goals in the second leg, and it's revenge for the Foles against Borussia Dortmund. Full time in the Signal Iduna Park, it's Borussia Dortmund 0, Borussia Mönchengladbach 2. The full-time aggregate scoreline has finished 3-0 to the Foles. So then let's take a look then at the Bundesliga table then. Quite significant. Bayern Munich still top with 87 points, 28 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats, 83 goals scored, 17 conceded, the best attack and defence in the league. Bayer Leverkusen are second with 79 points, 25 wins, 4 draws, 4 defeats, 66 goals scored, 25 conceded. Borussia Dortmund are third with 73 points, 23 wins, 4 draws, 5 defeats, 67 goals scored, 23 conceded for second best defence in the league. Red Bull Leipzig, they have slipped up in the race for fourth place. They were held to a 1-1 draw at home by Fortuna Düsseldorf, which means the gap between Mönchengladbach and Leipzig is now cut to 3 points. Leipzig have 21 wins, 5 draws, 6 defeats, 60 goals scored, 29 conceded. Mönchengladbach are fifth with 65 points, 20 wins, 5 draws, 7 defeats, 70 goals scored, the second best attacking side in the league, and 28 goals conceded. They have now an 11 goal cushion in terms of goal difference over Red Bull Leipzig. TSG Hoffenheim jump up to 6th place in the Europa League, fighting for the Europa League. They've got 59 points, 18 wins, 5 draws, 10 defeats, 48 goals scored, 33 conceded. VfL Wolfsburg dropped down to 7th, just a point behind Hoffenheim. They've got 58 points, 18 wins, 4 draws, 11 defeats, 61 goals scored, 34 conceded. So it's far more superior goal difference. So they have a slight chance. Well, they need to hope that Hoffenheim make a mistake, that's for sure. Hertha Berlin are 8th with 52 points, and they will not... It is mathematically confirmed they will not get UEFA Europa League football next season. They have got 52 points, 16 wins, 4 draws, and 13 defeats, 54 goals scored, 46 conceded. Werder Bremen is 9th with 49 points. Eintracht Frankfurt is still 10th with 46 points. Augsburg are 11th with 40 points. FC Köln is 12th with 38 points. Fortuna Düsseldorf is 13th with 33 points. FSB Mainz is 14th with 25 points. FC Nuremberg is 15th with 23 points, with 6 wins, 5 draws, 21 defeats, 25 goals, so 66 conceded, which means that Hannover 96 cannot mathematically secure complete safety in the survival in the Bundesliga. Hannover are 16th with 18 points, 4 wins, 6 draws, 23 defeats, 26 goals scored, 65 conceded. Schalke can no longer gain mathematical survival of surviving in the Bundesliga. They are 17th with 16 points. They need to win against, I think it's VfB Stuttgart on the last day, and Hannover need to slip up to gain at least a Bundesliga relegation playoff spot. They've got 3 wins, 7 draws, 23 defeats, 26 goals scored, but 76 conceded. A far worse goal difference than Hannover 96, and VfB Stuttgart are at the bottom still with 10 points, 2 wins, 4 draws, 27 defeats, 20 goals scored, 82 goals conceded, the worst attacking side and have the worst defensive record in the Bundesliga. So then let's take a look then at the results from the semi-finals of not just UEFA Champions League but the UEFA Europa League. And as you can see, Real Madrid are out. They lost to the champions Liverpool, the reigning champions Liverpool. And Barcelona lost, surprisingly, 2-0 on aggregate to Atletico Madrid, which means in the final in Turkey, in Istanbul, it will be Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid. And let's take a look then at the other semi-final results. And Manchester United did narrowly win against Lazio, 3-2 on aggregate, despite a home defeat. And which means that Manchester United, for the second time, I think in 3-4 years, they will progress to a European final. And that means, of course, in the final, which is taking place at Sevilla, actually in Spain, it will be Manchester United versus Borussia Mönchengladbach. So let's take a look then at the preview for the final episode of the first season. We've got 2 Bundesliga matches, one away at mid-table side FC Nuremberg, so the reserve team will be called into critical action there. And then we will commence the final Bundesliga match of the season at home against Hertha Berlin, another tough opponent. And then to conclude the episode, we will have a UEFA Europa League final in Sevilla in Spain against Manchester United. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting tussle, exciting episode, that's for sure. Will we get Champions League football via winning the Europa League or the Bundesliga? You have to find out.